This is where Pearl was two-way. People had the eggplants out there, they had the corn, the tomatoes, they had sweet potatoes out there. That's what the people did.
When was that? Because I never seen that. I love good gardening. I don't have a green thumb, but I love a good gardening.
It was like from 85 up until like about 92.
So to answer your question, I'll have a better idea come June. And if you want to attend that meeting with me,
yes.
I'll get you the information.
Because there'll be a lot of rats over there.
Yeah, that's gonna be an issue because of all the activity over there. It's have sort of kept them back, but yeah. No.
In the back of my house.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a party.
Well, why don't we work?
Mountain neighbors I talked today, you're gonna call the city.
Yeah, because
they supposed to, we had that problem once before. But our problem is still if you go through the back of my house, that alley, because you have 18th Place and I'm on 18th Street. Well, if you go up the street where the apartments is, it's the way that people put their trash. In the dumpster, they just leave it on the ground. And you can step out at night and maybe run across out, and it comes down. But like I said, we have some cats that got spaded. The rats used to be on 18th Street. But now that we have the 2 cats that are spaded, we have no squirrels digging in the yard, and we have no mice running across the street. But in the back across the street from me, by Kramer, where Kramer's flipped, they over there. But they don't come on 18th Street because we got some bad cats, and I love them.
I know that we have some very popular cats in the community that are well taken care of because they do keep the mice and the rats down. I don't know if Crystal's watching, or Crystal, do you see a rat issue over by you if you're nearby?
On 18th Street, it's pretty bad. Like right there, he's right that alley behind what's the middle school? Kramer. Yeah, so at night, in the morning when I walk the dog, they're running from Fairlawn in that back alley. And Miss Tommy does feed the cats, and they handle the front just like the cats that I feed handle the front. But even in our back of 18th Street, we constantly call and report it that they're running under the fence, they're digging holes. Yeah, the rats are pretty bad.
All right, so let me commit to working with DPW. So they can't do anything unless they get a percentage of the neighbor's permission. I think it is like there has to be a certain they have to, in order to come onto your property, they have to have permission to do so, and I think it's a percentage of the neighborhood has to agree to allowing them to come onto the property.
Well, on 18th Street, but tomorrow I will be putting the word out. Call.
Okay. Well, let me look into how that has to get done. But if it's that bad, let's try to address them. I know that there's a new effort to try to combat the rats. I think that they're talking about some sort of a new idea of birth control or something for the rats. I don't know much about that, but so we'll yeah. Right?
Hi, I'm sorry. I was since they were adding that is the raccoons and the possums also. They stay over here coming from the park or walking through the alleys and whatnot at night into the morning. I quite a
Awesome.
trash can.
I saw a raccoon last night.
Yeah, I've seen the raccoons, especially on 19th.
I think they've moved from my my porch onto 18th Street now. They move back and forth.
Well, I'll tell you what, there was a really big fat one on 19th that scared the out of me. I think it was pregnant, to be honest with you, but
well, I had one that had a litter in my porch, and I had the string wire. Once they got out, I had my youngest son go up there and string wire, and it's where the gutter and the porch was a piece of tin. Some kind of way they got up in there. And I was sitting on the porch smoking a cigarette, and I saw this thing going up the wall. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, the next day, my son was like, Daddy, what you talking about? I said, man, they get back in there. I said, oh, he said, okay, Daddy, I'll take care of it.
So I'm hearing that we have a potential possum, raccoon, and rat problem in and around 18th Street.
Possibility, we don't know if they have rabies or not.
Morning.
Okay, anybody else? Oh, go ahead, sorry.
And a whole passel of deers was walking down Minnesota Avenue. So we had a little bit of everything: the deers, the raccoons, the rats, the possums.
Hey, they gotta have family too.
Where the deer come from the park?
Yeah. I haven't seen any deer yet.
The rats back, but they need the rats gone. I'll take the deers and deers, but I can't do the rats.
I can't do the rats either, my sister.
Fair enough. I will try my best to get some assistance out there. I know some of the rodent inspectors, so I'll figure out what we got to do in order for them to actually do the neighborhood and the private property spots. So if anybody has any issues with any of these creatures, or please send me an email so that I can collect or put in the chat your address, and so I can sort of kind of make a plan to try to get them out here to address that. Now they use this powder substance that they put deep in the hole, and I guess that as they're coming in and coming out, and it gets on their fur and stuff like that. This is the best sort of tool that they have, I guess. It's interesting how it works. So just let me know of the actual addresses so that I can try to get your particular address serviced and figure out what the process is to do that. So, but thanks for letting us know that we have an extended family in the community.
Oh, yes.
I'm not exact. Hello, this is Lavette. I'm not exactly sure. How are you? I know for our neighbors, I'm not sure what type of system DC government has, but I know for our neighbors, if you put in a 311 request, they have to respond to the request, and they'll have someone to come out and lay the little mouse traps or whatever it is in your backyard. And in most cases, when you have your neighbors to bombard them, you can either call them or go online. They move pretty fast. I mean, Jay, I think when we did it, we had them coming up and down the alley until we found out where they were coming from. So I think they move a little fast with the rat abatement, but you have to be consistent, and your neighbors have to sort of bombard them with requests.
So great, that's a great point. So, and I should have mentioned that. Anytime, it's always best to do a 311. You can pick up the phone, call 311, or you can use the app, because that also allows us to track it. So if they're not responding to it, then we get that tracking number, and we can actually sort of look into why it's not being addressed. So if you are experiencing, just when you get a chance, pick up your phone, 311, get that tracking number. They'll offer to email it to you as well.
I think also a recommendation, not to interrupt, but I think also a recommendation would be, let's talk to our neighbors about cleanliness, around your porch and the trash, not to throw the trash on the street, I think that sort of help, as well as having those who have animals, whether they're from our neighborhood, because I know on Fairlawn, we catch a lot of traffic and foreign people who have pups or pooches, and they're walking them, and they'll just allow them to stop and drop their load in your little flower beds or wherever there's grass. And sometimes you see them pick them up and sometimes you don't. But I think as a community on your street, if you see it, it's like, some people are rude with it and some people aren't, but you ask them to pick it up.
because as well as cutting your grass. I mean, we don't really have a lot of grass. I mean, we could actually take a weed whacker and knock it down, but some of our neighbors may not be that cooperative or used to it. But I think the more we keep it clean, the less traffic we may have with the raccoons, the deer, the mice, the rats, or what have you.
Great points. I think that you know, we continue to have an issue with the dog feces. Oh, Crystal, go ahead.
No, I just want to say I don't want it to seem like the city hasn't come out and tried to take care of the rat problem on 18th Place, because they were coming out here weekly, sometimes twice a week. The problem is it's just so many different burrows that they have in places that they've made their nest, that it's just really hard. And especially with all of the construction, you have people redoing these homes and they just have nowhere to go. So we're seeing them more and more. So I don't want to make it sound like they haven't tried, because they do come out and they do put stuff out, but there's just so many different places for them. Underground, there was a tree that they took up, and apparently there was a burrow of or a nest there that they came from. So it's just a combination of things. And I agree, like, you know, keeping the grass and the cleanliness would help, but I don't want to make it sound like they never came out to help us.
All right. Well, when was the last time you saw them out?
Last night.
No, not the rats, the district, sorry. Just to get a sense of how often they're coming through the district. Have we seen them recently, Crystal?
I have not, but I haven't been in the back lately, so I can't, but I can find out.
Okay, great. Yeah, and so again, if you're experiencing that, get that 311 request in. You can either go online on the app or call them directly. When you get that number, hold on to that so that way we can track it. In the meantime, I'll see what we can do on a neighborhood level to actually have them come in and sort of continue to service it, see what we can do. But you're right, I think with all the construction that we have going on, especially on 22nd Street and on, well, it's soon on Nicholson, these are definitely going to be the issues that we're going to continue to face. But good discussion about that. If there's anybody with specific problems with that, please reach out to me so that I can add your address.
Tom, I mean, not to beat an old horse. Is that the same thing it would be for Boone also? Because they stay across the street coming from that trash can over there at the school in the alley where across from 2220 Prout Street. They stay in that alley and they're always running from that trash can. So am I supposed to call 311 on that also?
Yes, yeah, and that'll help us track it, and it sort of lets them know, you know, what they need to continue to come back for. I can also walk it. Which trash can are you referring to behind the school? You said.
The big trash can in the alley. Although I have to commend the truck does come and pick up the trash there. But the only thing is that the rats still come from that direction and into the alley across the street from across, you know, in the alley from the behind the church. Where you all are located, you know, where you all are in Galilee. So they stay up in that area there.
Yeah. Elsie, have you seen any issues with rats? Have you seen any issues with the rats around the church? Yeah.
No, lately they've been talking about just the bees.
The bees?
You talking about here or?
Yeah, here. Okay. Okay, well, if you've got any 2109, there's a ban in there, is plenty of trash out front. Yes, that's Fairlawn, if I'm correct. 2109 is something that I've actually been addressing with the developer or the realtor. we had, they had a squatter that's been going in and out of the building, and they literally hacksawed the iron gate. He must have had something inside, and so I had them come out and re-secure it. Excuse me. And it looks like what's going to end up happening is they're going to raise it. They do have a permit to raise it, which basically means they're going to knock it down completely. But that's one of the options that they have. They're trying to sell it with the raised permit. Either way, it sounds like it's becoming more of a hassle for them than anything. So they may be just going to and knocking it down. But I did ask them to address the trash and everything out front. I don't know why they didn't, but I'll follow back up with them. I was out there when the police, for some reason, the police was supposed to clear out the building. And they wouldn't for some reason. I'm not sure why, but they did come in and secure the door again because I'm super sensitive to these fires that we've had on 19th Street. And so any properties that are abandoned that have access, I'm trying to do my best to get them secured. So including having the district go behind, and 19th Street is completely secured now. So I'm hoping that there's not going to be any more fires or any other issues going on 19th Street. So, but I'll see what I can do about trying to get 2109 Farallon cleaned up, because it is a mess. And there's a big hole in the front yard. Like, don't go walking because you'll get lost in it, literally. Okay, so we have just a couple more things. I'd like to create a committee for, if you remember last year, for those that we did a party in the park. It was fun. It was actually, we set up, we got permits for a spot right next to the pool. So we wanted to call it a pool party, but they wouldn't allow us to call it a pool party. Thank you again for cupcakes and everything. I'm sorry, I was going to wait till the end, but do you want one on your way out? Okay, thank you.
All right.
I can never do the heart thing. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate you. That's okay. Anyway, so I'd like to get a couple of folks to sort of help me with the party in the park. That way you can sort of create it and work on it and design it to be whatever you want it to be as well. It was fun last year. I think we didn't have a huge participation from the neighborhood, but one of my goals is, is to try to do events that will allow our community to come together. There's so many of us in our community that we don't know. There's so many of our neighbors that we don't know. And I didn't realize this really until we had the Farallon backup. And, a couple doors apart, they didn't really know each other. Now when they're out on the street, they're, and they see each other, they wave, and they actually know each other. Unfortunately, it took a tragedy or an event like a sewage backup for it to occur. But when we collectively, get to know each other and are on the same page and can communicate with each other, our neighborhood will be a better neighborhood.
Yes.
And so it's important that when we do have events, come on out. Get to know your neighbors, get to know the people in your community. And so I'm hoping to be able to provide more and more of those types of events, so that we as a community, as a neighborhood, can get to know each other a little bit better. And so what do you guys do when you need a cup of milk or something? That's the goal. That's one of my main goals is, trying to provide opportunities for us to get to know each other better. And hopefully it will make us a much better, stronger community for it. So moving ahead. So we had talked about last time about doing, working with Boone to do signs. We were going to have them create signs to put up in the neighborhood for addressing the poop issue with the dogs. Yeah. so they're in the midst of doing testing with the students, and they have, and they're also in the middle of signing or looking for the permanent replacement of the interim principals. And so they have sort of pushed this onward for a future time. I'm going to try to talk to, there is a daycare right at 22nd in Minnesota. I'm going to see if they might.
She's been there for.
I know, she's lovely too. I'm going to talk to her and see if maybe she would want to do the project instead. The idea is we're going to be able to use our those in the community to help address a community problem. And I was hoping to be able to do it with our neighbors' kids, the kids that are actually in our neighborhood,
right.
To be more effective and to introduce them early on to a local level of government, to sort of better understand how things work in our own neighborhood. And
I do have some suggestions, because I think during the summer, Kramer should be utilized a lot more than what it's used for. You have a basketball court, you have the big field, but I'm wondering why you can't have a rec center, even if you can't use the school. The city can put up a tent, a large enough tent, so that the kids will have somewhere to go. You also could use the teams that come there. You got to find, like Myron Burr used to do when I used to work for Presiding Corporation. Why can't the kids that are age, when you're 16 and get your work permit, why can't they clean up? Why can't, we pay them to clean up the trash in our neighborhood. See, I was working with, that's why Myron Burr today, you can't say anything about Myron Burr. Myron Burr came here and started in 1967. And he started the Rat Patrol.
The Rat.
That's what they were called, the Rat Patrol. We, in the late to mid 60s, we had a rat problem. And that's what those guys, they went through the alleys, they swept the alleys, they put the bait down. Now kids like me at 16, okay, for 2 hours after you got out of school, clean the street. And you get a little cycle every 2 weeks. But the regular rat patrol, that was a regular 8-hour job. That's how Myron Burr kicked off his campaign, man.
And this is why our community's history is so rich, and it's important to continue to talk about how we got this and got to this point. And hearing stories like that, I think, is important for our community. That is not something that I was aware of. Of course, there's a lot of things I'm not aware of.
Yeah, well, see, this thing was, if you want a summer job, like a lot of the business, coal, gas stuff, hey, get these kids, it's only like 8 weeks. And you get to the city and you put these kids have nothing to do. When I was coming up, we had recreation centers. You get out of school, they do your homework, or you can do your homework there at Watkins, or either John Tower, or Buchanan, or Payne. And then like the public housing that they had down off of 12th and Gage Street, they had recreation center and all those places. So when kids got up, there was something to do. They're not sitting out talking about, let's go rob somebody, or let's do something devious, because the kids are bored and they have nothing to do. You had baseball, you had basketball, you had football. You had baseball, football, basketball team 3 blocks away playing each other. You form your own league. Football, we call it Raggedy 11. Nobody here showing basketball, but you go out there with your sneakers and play football.
Well, the good thing is that we do have football over at Kramer, that they do have pads, and we've talked about it before, but one of the things I'm excited about is that as part of the community, the CBA that we had, that we've agreed upon with Nicholson, we're actually we're buying all brand new uniforms for Kramer's football team. And so as soon as we anticipate that to happen in the next couple of months.
Baseball?
I'm not aware that they have baseball locally. I've never seen them,
I'm gonna tell you.
But yeah, I mean, those are.
My youngest brother is 8 years younger than me, and I think his team was the last team that played basketball at Galilee. But see, I went to Eastern.
I would like to say, make 2 points. One, they do have rec centers everywhere, but the rec centers now, have a cost. And if you have a mother, a single mother, 2-family home, with more than 2 children, or, it's $40 a child for 2 weeks. So
What?
the rec centers are available. And DC Parks and Recs. But again, when I grew up, Jay, I'm a little younger than you, but the rec centers was where the rec center was our fun place. Sometimes it was your mama and your daddy, because it was the older people that were looking out for you to correct you while you were in their area. So yeah, the rec centers are available. It's just a cost for everything. Everything has a cost now. So it's like $45 and $55 for 2 weeks. And if you're barely trying to make it 2 weeks, yeah, that's something for them to do. But what happens to the other 2 weeks? And then the second thing I have to say is there is a cleanup crew. My girlfriend lives on 10th Street, right across the bridge on Capitol Hill. They get tree trimmings twice a week. They get leaf pickups twice a week. They get trash twice a week. The thing is, it doesn't happen east of the river. But everything happens on Capitol Hill. And if you go to Capitol Hill near Easter Market during the summer, you see those guys with jackets on, cleaning, sweeping the streets. All of that happens over there. But when we on the east side ask for something, they give you, even though it's 311 lines, they give you a year out from just cleaning up. And I've experienced them more than enough to where I bombard them with calls. So the activities are available. It's not happening east of the river, or it's not happening in our area, or they're adding a cost. It's a cost to everything now.
I honestly didn't realize that there.
That is the limit, so it says school. So by the time you go to try to log in or apply for that program, it's already full, because it's not even that many on this side of town. Everything is,
Yeah, but you go to Payne, Watkins, and Johnstown, they got it.
Yeah, you have more availabilities across the bridge. You have more opportunities across the bridge than you would, like I say, east of the river. But they fail to realize we need those same amenities. And, just like Jay said, kids don't want to do a
You want
cleanup crew or even summer jobs. So.
Okay. Okay. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I would like to also, this is Melisande. We used to utilize the Anacostia Park pool every summer. They don't do it the way it was a long time ago. And also the one on Mississippi Avenue, the pool that's over there. They don't do it the same way they did years ago when I was coming up. And I think I might be older than all of y'all. So that is an issue, and which is true. They don't come over here on our side.
Right.
Yeah, the blue coat guys. I know that they come down up to like Boone. I've never seen them go past Boone on Minnesota, and they don't go off of Minnesota, but they do. I have seen them out in front of the businesses sometimes across from Boone, but I never see them any further. And that's a good point. So I need to forget what that program is called, but I need to look into seeing if we can expand that somehow. I doubt that they go into the neighborhoods, but we do have sweep inspectors, which would be normally Inspector Briscoe. When they come through with garbage trucks and stuff like that, and they got rakes and stuff. That does happen in our community. with Inspector Visco being out, it's not happening as often. Hopefully she'll be back soon because I have yeah, I've seen her. In fact, I often will call her and tell her, you know, to do R Street or Q Street or whatever. But they do come around during the day pretty regularly. She's driving one of those white district trucks that you'll see come through. But she's out, and when I emailed or texted the person that's sort of replacing her for now, she's like, well, I'll have to look to see when to get you on the schedule. I was like, I didn't even know there was a schedule. She just made sure it got done. So hopefully, you know, and that does make a huge difference, the work that these people do. And I do see them regularly, so. But yeah, but your street is, you know, you guys keep it nice and tidy over there. I mean,
it's that Fremont, then you have the cars coming up a one-way street.
I know,
yeah. Because they hit my Mercedes is in the backyard now. Just hit it and kept on.
Yeah. Well, I think once all the construction is done too, I heard at some point, again, not an official capacity, but that there were some rumors about them making it Fairlawn a two-way.
Oh, no.
But,
oh,
I mean,
it used to be a two-way, but it was too small. It's too tight.
Well, I think I think they're having trouble because by the storage place, it's hard to be able to get into the storage place, and so you have to kind of go up 22nd, come down Young, go down, you know, and get. So that was the concern there, is that a lot of the one-way traffic is you know, coming down in order to get into the storage place. But you're right, I see traffic. The other thing is Curtis Lane. If you know where Curtis Lane is, it's that little alley that's got houses on both sides, right off of Young.
Yeah.
That's, you know, one of the things I wanted to do is to get a light up there and for night, and then try to figure out a way of dealing with the traffic. But I want to get with the residents to see what they want done, if anything. But yeah, that's a dangerous spot right there that needs to really be sort of addressed.
I don't want to compromise our safety, because those streets are really, I mean, our street is small enough with parked cars on the street, and people are not considerate. And if you have a big truck or a small truck, people normally give you the courtesy to let you come down. But I've seen times where they'll try to squeeze, everybody squeezing just to get through. So Fairlawn Avenue, I just don't think it's big enough, because once upon a time it was a two-way. And I think the neighbors sort of got the government to say, hey, make it a one-way, because there was so much traffic going up and down. And I'm actually for putting those tire strips right at Anacostia Park. So when they come the wrong way, they'll bust their tires, because I've seen it to where, you're trying to walk across the street or you're trying to pull out, and you got to sort of move over for a car that's coming up the wrong way. And then you tell them, hey, you're going to, this is a one way. They're like, yeah, I'm going one way, even though it's the wrong way,
Right.
So, but we see a lot of that. Sorry?
Or they tell you to mind your business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, this, society in itself is not the nicest anymore, because sometimes when you have outside folk coming to visit you, they used to be respectful and say, hey, my friend lives here, I'm not going to mess up, her relationship with her neighbors. But it's like now they tell you to mind your business. I mean, I haven't seen little kids flip you the bird and cuss you out. And it's like, you hate to say anything to anybody, but then you're saying, let's build a cohesive community. How can we, when you allow your friends to come over and disrespect your neighbors or do wrong, because they're coming to visit you? So, it's one of those things you do have to mind your business, and, but at the same time, be vigilant for your safety. But putting Fairlawn Avenue a two-way, that's not going to work.
And again, I haven't heard anything official. Like, we will get noticed when things like that happen. This has just been talk that I've heard, but nothing official. So no worries, it's not coming anytime soon. But yeah, so I know we're hitting 8:38, so there was a couple of other things. 18 or the Bailey buildings on 2 Street, 1814 and 1828. It's on these more 1828 is on my radar because we're having a lot of squatters taking over some of the units there, and it's already caused some issues. Just know that I'm in direct communication with the owner of that building, and I've set some expectations that if he doesn't meet that, I'm going to go to the Office of the Attorney General and request that they start a process of a receivership so that that third-party entity, and this obviously takes time and stuff, but at least that they be considered for that, because it's really, the building is really becoming concerning, and there's already been one assault there that was serious as a result of a conflict between those who live there and those that don't live there. And so if we don't start to do something about it now, it's going to get completely out of control. And so that's not going to be acceptable. The last thing I'm going to bring to, and sorry, we ran out of time to really discuss it, but Cedar Hill Hospital. Neighbors, I want you to continue to stay attentive to what's happening at Cedar Hill. There's a lot of alarming things, that information that's coming out. I have posted a couple of things on the website, ANC 8A01, the blog. It's new. As I've sort of highlighted a lot of the concerns and that are coming from there. Tonight there was a meeting with Chairman Mendelson that unfortunately I couldn't attend because I'm here, but I also submitted some questions about how the council is going to stay on top of Cedar Hill. Cedar Hill has not become the hospital that we were promised, and has a lot of issues that need to be addressed, including there's a woman that was reportedly going to go and have her appendix removed. Instead, she had one of her ovaries removed. Oh, God. And didn't know about it for months. And so, you know, they're beating up their reputation. It's a beautiful hospital. I've been admitted to the inside of it. I had a bad experience. I have a bad experience with it myself.
Where? Where's 311?
I'm almost done. I'm trying to.
So I wanted to, y'all mentioned something about baseball.
Yeah.
It's a baseball academy.
Okay.
Right up Minnesota Avenue. It's been around, I've been retired 10 years. It's been around probably about 25 years. Where? It's right up, what's the school? It's Minnesota and it's the E word. Is it Pest? By E? Yes. Oh, we're here by Susan, junior high. Yes, by Susan, yes. Okay. So there's a baseball academy. And I was just telling the lady who just left, I know personally several young men who have gone and played college baseball that started at that academy. Okay. The Nats Fund That Academy. They've been doing it for the last 25 years. Okay. There's a hockey academy in the city also. And I want to say they get a lot of kids from this side. I'm not sure. So they do have stuff they have out there. I grew up in the city, and the rec centers were amazing for me. The Boys and Girls Club was amazing. The Boys and Girls Club, when I came up, were ran by the police. They're not ran by the police. Right. So I would say, like I just told her in secret commissioner in another area, if you don't put it pen to paper, if you don't get on your computer, the reason I worked all over the city. I started over here. I retired over here. I worked all over. I requested to come back over here. Okay. Okay. And everybody said, you can go anywhere in the city you want. Why you can't want? I said, because this is where I'm needed. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to get out this meeting. Because I'm here to make sure. No, I mean, but my issue is, I've been in a lot of community meetings where it's 20, 30, 40, 50 people. Because as an official in the Department of
we are standing in front, talking to people, whether it's board, whether it's wherever the school, wherever a church, wherever they have the meetings, and we're there talking, and I'm telling you, the difference is we will gladly come out and yell and scream and fuss, and we might be valid in everything we said when we yell and scream and fuss to whatever officials show up. But until we actually sit down and do like the folks in Georgetown and Capitol Hill, and actually sit there, take that laptop, boom, knock out that 610-page complaint, and now send it to our local council, send it to Congress, send it to everybody. The mayor, you drop everybody's name that needs to be on it, till it finally hits the right desk, and they say, okay, we need to be doing something about this. Because now we got them, they're doing petitions, they're doing that, because we feel like I did something once I get it off my chest. But if you didn't follow up,
Well, see,
they follow up a lot.
and it also starts with meetings like this.
Yes. This is amazing because he gets people on, his turnout is I'm disappointed about the turnout. And I'm not even, it's our church. But I would love for him to have the 30, 40, 50 people. Right.
And for the record, we actually have a lot of people online. We have like a good 20 people online. Right. But we're working on the numbers. Right. But
because the meetings I've been in meetings, and it might be me and two other officials, and it might be the councilman. But the room is standing room. Oh, okay. They don't mess around, and every chair's full and they stand. So, Deanwood, we had stuff at the rec when I was over there, and because they're concerned about their neighborhood. I'm not saying the numbers are the main thing, but the numbers are important. I've been told my whole life numbers matter.
That's just like voting.
Right, yes. And if we have to get to where we're reaching the masses, and the more we have to come in and see, now they can get out, but we gotta do it in a manner where it's gonna be received.
Yeah.
Because after I yell and scream and cuss and fuss, they done let that go.
Yeah, but I'm about.
I don't need my students. Yeah.
I'm about the kids now. And like I said, I want to start this reading program and Kramer starting September. I want the 6th graders. The Miseducation of the Negro by Dr. Woodson and Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I want to start a book reading class with those 6th graders. Because, you know, they just leave elementary school and they about ready to get into that Bible age.
So there's a book that you did mention. Sometimes I feel like a fatherless dad.
Okay.
Or a father. Sometimes I feel like a fatherless child. That's the book.
Okay.
Sometimes I have it in my book collection. And it tells a lot.
You know,
the person who wrote it, his son grew up here.
Okay.
His son went to MIT. Okay. He was a professor in Maryland, but he's not from here. He grew up in Detroit, right. Golden Glove boxer, moved here, him and his wife were in education. Anyway, he took 6 of us under his wing because we were hanging with his son.
But that slogan you said, that was the harmonizing force.
Yeah, right.
Those are gospel.
It's true. Yeah.
Where are you going?
But knees are hurt. And now we at that point, you got it, because I have midnight to work tonight.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So I just wanted to point out one quick thing. So please, the newsletters that I've sent out last couple of days have information that you can click on about Cedar Hill. So just make yourself aware of it. There's some blog postings on our website that you may want to take a look at. The last thing I want to say is the survey that I asked you all to fill out, which thank you for those who did. There's still concern about understanding the ranked choice voting. It is imperative that you take the time to understand how ranked choice voting is going to occur. it is going to happen for the June election, and you need to understand how this works. So please, there is a ranked choice voting engagement forum coming up on tomorrow. Tomorrow from starting at 6 o'clock at Anacostia Rec Center at Ketchum. That's 1929 15th Street Southeast. For those who are unaware or don't know about how ranked choice voting happens, please take a moment to learn and educate yourselves, because when it comes to voting day, you're going to need to know how to vote. And so I know you can look at our previous meeting. We had DOB, or the Department of Elections, come in, and they did a presentation on, you can look at on our website.
What day?
So this ranked choice voting engagement forum is tomorrow.
Okay.
At 6 p.m. at Anacostia Rec Center at Ketchum, which is 1929 15th Street Southeast.
Okay.
It's really important that you understand.
Ketchum is the elementary school off of Good Hope Road.
It's really important that you understand how that works. That's all I'm going to have. Is there anybody out in the universe there that has anything that they would like to say or announce, or if they have any events or that they want to let us know about quickly? Okay. May 5th is our full commission meeting. If you go onto our website and click on the calendar for May 5th, you can register. It's a virtual meeting. And hopefully you've enjoyed the new the video conferencing. You were actually able to see each other and hopefully hear everybody. I'm going to try to get it as much as I can, but you have to request it. So it's a little bit different, but it seems to work out well tonight. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for everyone who's wished me some happy birthday. And I have cupcakes here if anybody's in the neighborhood and would like to have one. And have a good night. Thank you, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Have a
Thank
blessed
you. Good night.
Good night, everyone. Happy birthday, Tom.
Where's the what?
Which park that you all were speaking about? You said something about some park.
Anacostia Park?
No, you said other park. Is it another park? Did you say Winter Park or some park in the area you just speak about? You said something about cleaning up, or is that the park you're speaking of across the street from the car wash?
I think oh, Triangle Park.
Yeah.
That's the park that's right next to what we were referring to as the corner store. So you're over here. It's over like in this over here.
Over here.
Yeah, there's a park there where a lot of our we find those who are have mental issue, concerns, or drug addicts, they hang out there a lot. Okay. And so that's why you'll see there's a mobile camera there. And so we're trying to get that house, cleaned up, but it's wants the help, and so more relationship building that we can create. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to get the behavioral health van out to park there and try to help these people out, begin to get them some resources. So.
Okay, I was wondering, because I'm like, where's Triangle Park? Because I know you was talking about that park. I was like, okay.
Yeah, no. This is I'm gonna end the meeting. So bye.